Welcome back, everybody, to the Blazer Victory Podcast. This is John Duncan, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Darian Smith. And Darian, tonight was fun, buddy. I mean, it 59 to nothing. Our Blazers get the W over the A&M Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like it was good to have the kids out, just see a lot of familiar faces, and there's a lot of nothing but love and good vibes going through the building. Able to really sit down and meet you, John, and meet your dad, and we vibed out for a second. I mean, it was just a good time. The main thing to gather from this.
It was, man. Yeah, and it was great seeing you and getting to hang for a little bit. I mean, so the game, guys, this might not be a very long recap episode. And in fact, we're kind of trying things different now. So in previous recap episodes, Steve and I would record like the next day to kind of give us some time to sleep on it and also to like just rewatch the game. But Darian and I, we want to try something just a little different, and we're giving you like an instant reaction. So right now it's about 11:30 at night. And Darian and I are just going to give you our thoughts on the game, give you guys our thoughts on the game. And obviously, a 59-0. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of negative things to say, which is great. Mostly positive things, heck, when you score on the offense, when you score on a special teams block punt, recover in the end zone for a touchdown, and when you score on a pick six, like you score in all three phases of the game, I mean, that's
In the
just total
first quarter.
domination. In the first quarter. Yeah, that's right.
In the first quarter.
Golly. And, I mean, we kind of hit on it, Darren, in our preview, kind of previewing this Bulldogs team. Like, we knew they weren't going to be good, but, man, I didn't know they were going to be this bad. And not to take away anything, from UAB, because UAB came out gun smoking, man, 28-0, like you just said in the first quarter. I mean, UAB was on a mission. And just kind of took them to the woodshed, man. I mean, just didn't give A&M any hope to stay around in this ball game.
Yeah, so I was looking at Quincy Casey's, the quarterback for A&M. I was looking at he was the starter.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at his stats, and I was telling my wife, I was like, it is hard to have stats that look this horrible.
It is.
He went 4 for 11 for 22 yards and 2 picks.
Yeah,
that's a tough day. Went a net of 2 attempts rushing for -2 yards. I mean, I don't really know. I didn't. Well, let me just start with like regular analysis. I'm trying to figure out I think we both trying to figure out like what do we gain from this? Like, is it that we're that good or are they that bad?
I mean, it's certainly good though that you 59 you shut out a team. Like UAB did what they were supposed to do in this ball game. But to answer your question, like, did we learn a lot from this game? We probably didn't learn a lot, but we did learn though that, hey, Coach Bryant Vincent was able to get this team prepared and ready for this game, and
right
in all three aspects, offense, defense, special teams, UAB excelled in all three phases. So I mean, we can take that, but yeah, I really do think this A&M team is pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think things that we can take away from it is we didn't have Kadeem Telford out there. We didn't have Debo and Trey. Strop, he got hurt the first series. It seemed like out there, and we await the status of him. Hopefully, it was just a precaution, and that they want to keep him out there, but. We learned, so those are our guys on offense. That's our guy on the offensive line, our running back, our number one receiver. And I guess it wouldn't have really showed against this team if we really sorely missed them. But it was good to see that we could, just not miss a beat at all on the team. We were supposed to do that too, but we didn't miss a beat. And I think this was good for Dylan and Jacob's timing. First game. seemed like they were a beat late in that first half. It
Yeah.
seemed like they were a beat late to read certain reads, but I could tell as the game progressed, as we kept working the reps. These are no matter what you feel about the team, these are live action reps. I could tell that their timing got better. Our cohesiveness seemed to get better. I'm glad that a lot of guys got reps.
Yes,
so
that's a great thing. Yeah.
so
And
we
also,
saw a
I mean,
couple
also
picks and stuff.
too, yeah,
Mhm.
that I don't know. Like a coach said post game that, and he was right though. I mean, the biggest sign of your team is going from week 1 to week 2. That's where you see the most improvement. And he even said at post game, I mean, hey, you really can't complain a lot about a 59-0 win. I mean, you really just can't. But he knows there's things that we need to work on, and like you just said, the timing was a little off with the. I don't know if you put that on Dylan or Zeno, or if you put that on the wide receivers, but it did
Yeah,
get
they started
better.
off kind of shaky,
They did.
as a unit.
So
I know we was missing Schraub, but just seeing a couple drop screen passes or short passes being dropped, you can tell that they started off shaky. But I will say they redeemed themselves. Guys like T.J. Jones and they showed
yeah,
shiftiness that yak. We got yak yardage guys on this team.
yes. And that was good to see for TJ Jones, because I mean that was a guy that we kind of heard that he was going to be a big part of the offense last year, and he almost really wasn't a big part of the offense last year. But already the first game, 4 catches, 55 yards, as you just mentioned, getting those yards after the catch. It was great to see him. Tajon Palmer had 4 catches for 57 yards. How about Flips and Mario Rudolph? 2 catches for 41
He looked
yards.
good. He looked
He
good out there.
did. And of course, at the tight end too, looking at Bryce Damus getting that touchdown pass from Dylan,
Right.
that was nice to see.
So seeing Lee Witherspoon break a couple out there.
Yes.
Just it was really nice to see those guys. Seeing Tavon Curry out there getting yardage. I mean, seeing the defense. I love that I saw the interior of our D line was very stout, extremely stout. It seemed like Kyle Harrell and Renard Ellis. It seemed like they lived in the backfield all game.
They were, yeah.
It seemed like our DBs was taped to their receivers. I mean, guys, I don't know what kind of in-depth review to give you, to be honest. Like it was kind of like a blur, we looked up about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, it was 21-0.
Look, yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, UAB did what they were supposed to do to this team. And I mean, but there's some things that UAB needs to clean up. And
it is
one of the things that I noticed was some penalties, man, especially the false starts. Like there was like 3 or 4 false starts, which I mean, I don't know if it was because of the motion from the D line that Alabama A&M was doing, or and that's so frustrating. Like because we saw that last year.
You give credit to A&M for that. You can tell that was part of the game plan to try to gain an advantage. Every single snap, they was like doing hard line shifts to the left or the right. And I know we had Badowski out there in for Telfer, and you can tell it. I think it got him twice in that first quarter.
Yeah.
And and we had one on like a field goal. It was Matt Quinn, 52-yarder, right?
Hey, 51-yarder. Hey, man,
51.
he nailed that. That was great.
Yeah, he nailed it. Yeah. So that was really great to see. That was really reassuring. Something tells me that's gonna later on down in the season, that's gonna come in handy, man. Yeah, it was a couple penalties.
But other than those false starts, I mean, I don't. Well, no, yeah, 9 total penalties for 75 yards. So yeah, we definitely got to clean that up heading into Liberty next week.
Yeah, what were the? I remember seeing some targetings that got taken back. It wasn't too much. I can't even really remember. I don't know if I was paying attention, man, because
Well, you
after
had
a
the kids
while, I
with you
mean,
too,
yeah, yeah, like I don't even know the penalties to be honest.
So there was one late hit out of bounds, and I was trying to remember who did that. It might have been Tyler Taylor, I think. I don't remember for certain, but there was one little. Probably should have held up and not hit the guy out of bounds. But as you mentioned, there were a couple targeting penalties, but both of them were reversed after reviewing, so that was good. I believe the first one was on Damian Miller. I'm trying to remember who the
Yeah,
second one. I mean, it was in the second half, but both of them were reversed, so that's good. So UAB doesn't have to worry about having anybody out for the Liberty game. But hey, we got to get these guys healthy, man. Coach mentioned post game that Debo got sick at lunch today. So hopefully he'll be feeling better. And that's another good thing about playing on a Thursday night. Hey, you get those extra 2 days to rest up, and just
hmm
kind of relax and just watch the other game. So hopefully he'll get better.
and
I actually saw
hopefully we get
Noah
some.
Water was. I was gonna say Noah Water was throwing up on the field, man. But I
Really?
mean, but he was able to. He was, yeah, but he got back in. So I don't know if it was dehydration or what. But he looked good. But gotta hope Telford's back for the Liberty game. And then going to Shropshire too. I mean, it looked like he was holding. It was either his hand or his wrist.
hmm
I think he got nicked up on the. I think it had to be the first drive or second drive. Yeah, but he was definitely holding his hand on the
So
sideline. So hopefully he'll be okay.
my hope with Strop is like, they was getting it taped up, getting it worked out, and he was felt like he was good to go, and they looked up, it was 21-0 first quarter, and hopefully they was like, hey man, there's no
Hey, why
need.
bother? Yeah, why? Yeah,
Yeah,
don't.
let's just,
Mm,
if we don't need you right now, let's just hold off and see where this go. And then it went the way it went. It was like, nah, we ain't gonna let you back in, and then hopefully we get some clarity on what's going on with Kadeem Telford, because he's a big time blindside protector for us, and he's experienced. It's probably
mm-hmm.
our most highly touted on lineman right now. So it'll be good to get some clarity on what's going on there. But hey, man, overall, I'm just so proud of this team. I'm proud of the guys that got opportunities and they took advantage of them. We did
Mm-hmm.
what we were supposed to do. The defense, it was good to see Kobe Dempsey out there. I thought he was going to be hurt and not
Yes.
be able to play. But yeah, when I saw, I'm all aboard the Kobe Dempsey train. So when I saw him, break up a pass, I'm like, oh, I'll text John. I'm like, there's 33. Who was 33? Because I thought the 33 auto was hurt.
No, he was out there. Yeah, he looked good too. So,
And it was good to
man,
see a lot of the young guys making plays. One of the things that stood out is that we're a hard hitting team.
we are. Yeah, very
Like,
physical. Yeah, but.
very
Mm-hmm.
physical team. I like seeing that. Like, we hit guys, and this is football. It don't matter what level you're on. You're gonna have. They had big guys out there that was running the ball too. We got some thumpers. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, they got a lot of guys that came from transfer over. So they done played at the highest level before. As in different some of the guys, and we brought that wood to them. I'm like, yeah, this is reassuring. Like from our safeties to our D line to our
Mm-hmm.
linebackers, they hit hard.
Everywhere,
Um,
and that's everybody. Yeah, like you just said, it's not even just the ones though. You the twos and the threes. Hey, shoot, they were hitting hard too. So it was great to
yeah,
see that. Especially Damian Miller, man, when he laid the wood on. Well, they called it targeting, but they reversed it. I said, "Whew, man, he
knocked his
laid it
helmet off.
down." Yeah, whew, man.
Told him, boy, you better stop running that ball like that. Who you think you is, man? But
I'm telling you, man. But we can go over some of the stats too. I mean, we're about 15 minutes. I mean, guys, this is going to be a short episode. These are the kind of the episodes you want to
yeah,
I mean, you're playing the FCS team. You beat them 59-0. I mean, we could go down the stat sheet, but
we
I mean,
started
really,
kneeling.
eh, yeah. So
We
I
were
mean,
kneeling like we could have put
uh,
up 60, 70 plus, and we started kneeling the ball. And you know what, John, I like to ask you this: would you rather have a team kneel on you or score on you?
no score because in my opinion, hey, I get why Vincent did that already at 59. I get it, but at the same time, for me, like, I'd be like, man, this is just even more disrespectful. Like, go ahead and just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
We had our threes and fours, and like we was just running the ball. I mean,
you were just handing it off. Yeah, exactly. And they couldn't stop us. So, I mean, but also too, it is great to kind of practice that victory formation, because it is great to have a chance to practice it. But if I'm A&M, I'm like, oh man, this you just needing it instead of come on now.
Yeah, I was just
hey,
wondering, but yeah, we can get into some stats. That's just kind of. I said to my wife, I'm like, man, just score me, man. Just don't do me like that, But yeah, let's get into some
exactly.
stats.
Yeah, well, let's look at the stats. So total yards, UAB had 478 total yards, and Alabama A&M 235. Passing, 247 passing yards, rushing yards 231, both for UAB. UAB held A&M under 100 yards rushing, 98 yards, and just 137 yards passing. One of the key stats of the game was the turnover column, and you Alabama A&M 4 turnovers. UAB only one, and that was the Zeno interception that I believe it was tipped off of Ryan Davis's hands. Went for the interception. But I mean, hey, A&M very well could have had 6 or 7 turnovers. There was a couple times that I saw Grayson Cash like almost like if he would just been a step over, he would have had almost a pick 6 at one point. And also Will Bowler had a couple chances at getting a couple interceptions too. But hey, 4 interceptions. I mean, 4 turnovers. I mean, 59-0. I mean, just overall great night. And hey, hats off to Bryant Vincent there. And I mean, I can only imagine how anxious he was. I mean, he said on the interview I had with him, he was anxious to get out there and coach his first game. It's done, and you really can't script it to go any better than it did. 59-0 to start your coaching career. Yeah,
it was a complete. That's what you want to see is like a complete game. If it's any like from offense, defense, special teams, and if it's any concern I can come away with, it would be from our passing game a little bit because I mean Dylan got let off the hook a couple times. He kind of sometimes I think he was able to escape the pocket, escape pressure for by himself a couple seconds and I know one drive it should have been a pick. He kind of just threw it up for grab, but
yeah, he shouldn't have thrown that one. And he knows. He talked about it post game. Our coach brought it up, so he's got. Yeah,
I could tell that he learned from it because if you remember, I was sitting right next to you, John, on that next drive. He took that sack.
He did.
Like he was buying time and everything. He could have did the same thing and just threw it up because, like, I mean, we playing A&M, but I was proud to see him take that sack. It was probably like an 8-9 yard loss. He could have just threw it up, and probably one of our guys probably would have made a play. But I'm glad that he was practicing good habits because you can't do that against Liberty.
No, and hey, we got 3 points off of it because he did that. So
exactly. So that's how he noticed that, and Brian Vincent noticed that, and that gave me a lot of confidence heading into the next week. To see them build, that's the type of stuff that we can take from this game. Were we able to kind of eradicate bad habits and build on the good ones?
Right.
It seemed like we did that. It's not much, like you said, it's not much you can really else ask for out of a team. What you want special teams, we did great.
Right.
What else? I mean,
really, the only thing I take away that definitely needs to be worked on is the penalties. 9 for 75 yards. I mean, it's not egregious, but it's not good, and that can, if you're in a close game, that can cost you a game, especially those false starts. So, and you're going on the road too. Like, you're going on the road next week, so they're definitely going to need to get that down. And I think they will. I mean, I will. And a lot of it too was, I mean, hey, they had a shakeup. Telford wasn't able to come play today, so I mean, it's next man up. But hey, sometimes it takes getting those reps in a live game. Like, hey, you can scrimmage all you want, but getting on that field and facing another team, like, hey, I mean, you just had a couple false starts, so I think they'll work on that in practice next week and get ready for that environment in Lynchburg.
Yeah, I think it's something to work on, like the stunts, and that's where
Yes.
they was getting us at, a couple stunts and stuff like that. But I think and for me it would be the timing in the passing game. I think we got better as the game went on, but I mean it was only so many opportunities to pass because you didn't want to run up the score.
No, and also too, Darren, we didn't even need to show a whole lot. It was 28-0 in the first quarter, and it's like, well, shoot, I mean, we we don't have to show any of our playbook for real.
Just
Just
run the
be
ball. Yeah.
exactly. So,
Um,
but definitely,
so
definitely hope Debo and Telford and Frop are okay for next week. But like I said earlier, hey, getting these extra 2 days, playing on Thursday night, you get extra couple days. So hopefully can hopefully it's nothing serious and get the guys ready for next week.
right. I was happy seeing the young guys. I saw Iverson Hooks almost took one to the house. He got
Yes,
loose.
look
I thought
good.
it was over with. I saw Brody Dalton. Shout out. I saw
Mm-hmm.
him get the ball in the open field, got that big body going, kind of, put that shoulder
Yes.
into a guy. I like seeing that. I saw Tamarius Brown give a good hit out there. Like I saw some of the guys. I saw it was good to see Ike Roel, out there at safety,
Mm-hmm.
hearing about his story, how he just been working and grinding, and he got out there and got a couple good hits in, almost got a flag, almost got a target in the
Well,
count. Look at you,
yeah,
look
I
at
was gonna say he was the one that got the second targeting, right? But they
yeah,
called it
that
back.
wasn't a
Yeah.
targeted, but uh,
Those
it was
back
good.
judges love to throw those flags.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it seemed like, and it was good to see us get pressure, like, and I was able to see Kyle Harrell up close, and I could see the extra weight. You can just see it on him,
So
and
quick
see
now. Yeah.
yes, and seeing Renard Ellis, he'll hit, man. He hits. I like him. Like I know we
Yes,
didn't
me
get to
too.
give him too much time and spotlight, but seeing him out there, he was like really laying lumber. So
Mm-hmm.
those were the things I take away from it. So hopefully in the next game we'll be able to really see the timing of the passing game and see them really get that down, and see Brody and Jacob really making great decisions, even if we got to eat a sack or something like that. We can do that, and just seeing us healthy, and like you said, work out those little penalties.
It'll be
And
good.
I think we got a championship squad, man. We're so deep.
I think so too, man. So talented, so talented, and I'm glad everybody got to see it now because me and you, we've seen it in practice, and now everybody got to see, man, this team is talented, and
Real
this
deal.
team is capable of doing very special things this year, and I think they can do it. We just got to take it one game at a time, right?
Yep, one game at a time. Oh, we almost missed the best part of the whole dang game, bro.
Well, the Matt
Coach
McWilliams
Clark.
pick six. Oh, Coach. Oh, yep. There you go. Hey, it was great. It was great seeing him out there. And when the players were heading towards the locker room and they stopped over there, I looked at you. I was like, what are they doing over there? And then we were like,
Yeah,
oh, Coach Clark's over there, man. What an I mean, an emotional moment. I mean, you could see, on the screen, you can see Coach Clark starting to get emotional. You can see the players getting emotional. You can
his
see
wife.
Jennifer, yeah, getting emotional. Man, what a great scene. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that probably was the best moment. It gets you all in the fields, and
Yes.
it just shows the. I try to keep going back to this, like with this team, and other people might feel like it about their team, but this connection with this city, with the people, because I think how much we had to go through as a program. I
Right.
think the connection is just a little bit. It means just a little bit more. It's almost like a us against the world type of mentality with us. And
Mm-hmm.
once you're in, you're in. Like if you
It's
play here for
family.
one,
Yeah.
yeah, it is really family, And I could just seeing Coach Clark's feeling that. Like you'll
Mm-hmm.
always be one of us, like y'all, and they know that. So no matter where he goes, I don't care if he wins 20 national championships at Alabama. you know,
Oh,
I
oh, now I don't want him to go to Alabama now.
but let's just say, but the thing
Yeah.
is it'll never be, no matter where he go. I don't care. I'm saying this like it'll never have the same connection that he have here because this is the people we are. That's what the team. That's what we represent, and we really mean it. So just seeing that and just seeing the emotion and display of that was the best part of part of the game, and seeing Mac McWilliams run like me. I looked like he looked like when he caught that pick six. I was like, oh man, that guy looked like me, man, and almost just as fast as I was. So
and really, that was kind of the swing. I mean, because it was already 14-0, and that made it, I believe, 21-0. Yeah, that was it. Because they were actually, A&M was kind of driving it a little bit on that drive. And
he just made a play on Mac.
That's right,
just caught like a 15-yard pass on Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, it was like, oh, you want to catch a pass on me? How about I fix this thing?
And actually, it made it 28-0. So it was probably, I mean, hey, but it was great to see that. Hey, shout out to Skull getting over 100 yards rushing without Debo. I mean, I told y'all need to look out for Skull this year. He's going to have a big year.
Good.
He did, dude, and I was so excited because that's what I'd seen in practice. I'm like, man, he looks good. Hey, watch out. Obviously, Debo's still going to be the number one guy. And hope he gets better, gets to feeling better really quickly. But hey, Skull, y'all need to watch out, man, because Skull's going to do some things this year.
We got some guys that'll make you miss.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing I saw, just seeing Skull shaking everybody, T.J. Jones, Tayshaun Palmer, Iverson Hooks putting moves on people. Lee Witherspoon was putting moves on people. What we didn't see AJ Gates.
No, yeah, I don't think he was dressed out for the game. But I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, but hey, shout out, Lee Witherspoon, great to see him back on the field, getting hurt super late last year at the end of fall camp. But great to see him. He got 2 touchdowns today, ended up getting 53 yards rushing. So great to see him back on the field and doing what he did. He showed in high school, and glad to have him back on the South Side.
Right. All right. Now, I saw, shouts out to Fred Farrier's mom. She shows a lot of love to us on Twitter. We saw,
Definitely.
he's become like a favorite now. There's a little connection there. So shout out to Fred that we saw him make a play. I thought that maybe his foot was in,
It was close. Yeah.
It was close, but he looked good out there, and just seeing the young guys, like, seeing them make plays. So, hey man, I don't know what else to give you. 59-0. We did what we were supposed to do, and it was a love affair in there. Like, it was nothing but love, seeing familiar faces and seeing that with Coach Clark, and then seeing the great John Duncan and his dad. It was great.
Oh man, well yeah, it was a great night indeed, guys. We'll go ahead and wrap up this recap. We ended up going 28 minutes, bro. We said before this we were going to do like 15, 20.
Hey, we still provide good content and good information for our listeners.
That's right. Well, all right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap this Alabama A&M recap episode up. Again, UAB wins 59-0. It was never close at all from the beginning kickoff. But guys, we will be back probably in your podcast feed Tuesday morning. Forgot that Monday is Labor Day, so we will drop our Liberty preview probably Tuesday morning. But guys, whether you're listening to this super late Thursday night or Friday morning, hope you guys have a safe and enjoyable Labor Day weekend. Get to enjoy some non-UAB football. Just watch some other, CUSA, watch some Conference USA football. I'm going to try to catch some of that Liberty Southern Miss game.
Yeah.
And, but definitely, guys,
how about y'all tweet at us and let us know what game y'all watching. Let us know who y'all scouting. Let us, Blazer Pie. Y'all know the handle. Just send us a message. Interact with us. We'd like to hear from you guys.
Definitely agree. All right, Darren, go ahead and close us out.
All right. It was a great day, Blazer Nation. So, you know what it is. Let's ride.